Dr. Knies, could you first explain for us, since the doubt is still perpetuated, what indicators exist for proving that the present climate change is man-made?
Yes, there are, say, two steps to prove that. So, one thing is the climate change that we are having here on the surface of the Earth is caused by changes in the atmosphere and not by a general warming of the Earth for some other reason, or by a higher solar radiation onto the Earth. The solar radiation onto the Earth did not change, and so the Earth itself does not produce more heat. The change in temperature that we are having here is in fact coming from an effect of the atmosphere which is called greenhouse effect. That is like a window, a glass window, which traps heat radiation, and so it gets warmer in a room into which the sun is shining. If there is a window, as the light goes through, but the heat is trapped. And this can be has an implication, because that means at the same time that the heat which goes out is a little bit reduced, because more heat is kept inside. And that would then require that the temperature at high layers of the atmosphere should go down. And this has been measured. So we observe that the temperature in several thousand meters is going down, and at the lower levels, right here, where on the surface, is going up. And this cannot be explained by a general warming of the Earth, but only as an effect of the atmosphere. So the atmosphere and the changes in the atmosphere are the cause of what we call global warming. That's point one. Point two is we measure, we know the reason by measuring the carbon dioxide content, which has been growing from 250 about ppm to over 380 by now. And that is the gas which makes this greenhouse effect, which works like a glass shield. And the point is, the additional carbon dioxide, which is in the atmosphere, is coming from oxygen, which was taken out of the atmosphere. So by burning carbon, coal, oil, gas, one can measure the number of the density of oxygen in the CO2, the carbon dioxide, and of O2 just in the atmosphere. And the increased content of oxygen through CO2 corresponds exactly to a decrease in oxygen content in the atmosphere itself. Mm-hmm. Are you still hearing me?
Yes, of course. Of course.
I'm knocking here. Okay. So because of this, it is also ruled out that the enhanced carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere is coming from another source, direct injection from volcanoes or what have you. It is from burning coal, oil, and gas. So we have the two pieces of evidence. It is really a change in the atmospheric properties, which makes global warming. And secondly, the change in atmospheric properties is due to human activities.
Okay, but climate is in a non-analog state, as we know, and could you just, for the information for our listeners, explain some of the what were the causes of the previous climate changes, some of them?
Well, a non-analogous state means that the climate conditions of the climate is influenced by many factors. One factor is the composition of the atmosphere. Another is the orbit of Earth around the Sun, which keeps changing slightly. A third is the inclination of the Earth in that orbit, so a precession of the Earth axis. And these are small changes, but they are enough to change the radiation coming onto the Earth. And so even if we would keep the composition of the atmosphere fixed, we could change the temperature by changing, by slight changes, not we could change, but the temperature on Earth could be changed by slight changes in these orbiting parameters. And since these orbiting parameters, today we have different ones, say from 100 or 100,000 or a million of years ago, we cannot just go back into the past and say, when did we have also 380 or 400